What's up, good people? It's your man, Investing with Cam. I hope everyone had a great past week, and I hope everyone's weekend has been wonderful so far. And so, as you can see on the screen, I'm on Wolfspeed, and if you've been keeping up with my channel, the past 3 or 4 videos that I've made have been about Wolfspeed and what I'm using Wolfspeed stock to do, in which I'm selling options using Wolfspeed. And so, what I would like to show you guys is my profit and loss screen. And so, over the past 3 months, I am up $3,774 over the past 3 months, in which on my last video I made, I was up $3,164. And so, if you look here at the bottom, you'll see where I I closed out a put option that I had, and I made $610. And so now I'm up to $3,774 over the past 3 months. Over the past month, I'm up $1,400, in which the past month is only including 2 weeks right now. And so that's June 26th and the July 2nd options that I had sold, in which as you see here, I made $793 on the first one, and then this latest one that I had, I made $610. And so if I can continue the trend, so to speak, I should finish this 1 month time frame up at least $2,800, in which that is great additional income for any one of us out here that are having to work our tails off every day and every week in order to keep our bills paid and our families fed. So what I would like to show you guys now is that I have two positions open right now, in which I'm going to go to this one right here, to where I own 3,600 shares of Wolfspeed. So in order to sell calls, you have to own shares of whichever stock you're selling the calls on. And so with those 3,600 shares, I sold 36 contracts, and in doing so, I received $360 here, as you can see, in premium for those 36 contracts. And I also, on my second position, I sold 3 put options, in which when you sell put options, you have to have that money, that collateral to put up when you're selling puts, just in case you're assigned those contracts in order to buy the shares. And so I have 3 contracts open here, in which when I sold those puts, I received $72 by selling those 3 contracts. And as you can see, on each one of them, my strike price is the $1 strike price, in which the shares that when I purchased my shares at about 81 cents per share. And so that dollar strike price is above the cost that I paid for those 3,600 shares. So I will reap the benefits of the price appreciation if Wolfspeed does continue to stay above the dollar price point, because right now, in which it's the weekend, so the market's closed, but as of Friday, when was it Friday? No, it would have been Thursday, because Friday was a holiday. So Thursday, when the market closed, Wolfspeed closed and finished the week up at $1.16. And so with the calls that I have, like I say, if it stays above that $1.16 or above a dollar price period, I have to sell my 3,600 shares. And then with the put options, my collateral will be released, and so I'll get back my $300, and I'll also keep that $72 in premium. Is how that will work. Now, in which a lot of times people don't go into detail, so to speak, because you would think, okay, I got 36 contracts or 3,600 shares on the line. So if Wolfspeed stays above that dollar price point, I'll sell those 3,600 shares at $1, and I'll receive $3,700 in premium. But in all honesty, that's not how it works, because if you look here, the break-even price for would be $1.10 would be the break-even price. Okay, and so with the contracts or the strike price being at $1, that leaves 10 cents that I would still be down. And so basically how it works is that $360 that I receive in premium, if I should say I have to sell my 3,600 shares, then I'll only end up getting back about 3,300 and what is that, 20 or 3,240 is what I would get back, just because I received $360 in premium when I sold those contracts. And so I won't have the $3,600 plus the $360 in premium. I'll only get back, like I say, $3,240. But then I'll have my $300, so that'll leave me at about $3,500. And so if Wolfspeed, like I said, stays up close to that dollar price point and doesn't go skyrocketing above $1.50, I'll be able to turn around and sell more put options at the dollar strike price, in which with $3,500, that would be 35 shares or 35 contracts I would be able to sell, in which I would be able to receive over $800 in premium for the week. And it would be amazing if Wolfspeed decided to stay at the $1.16, $1.15 price point, and I would just be able to sell puts and receive premium every week of each month, and that would be amazing. But we know that's not how the market works, because like I said, Wolfspeed could shoot up in price, and or it could do the opposite and drop back down below 50 cents again, like it had been, in which if it does, and I'm not in any options cut or positions or anything, and it happened to drop below that 50 cent strike, 50 cent price point again, then I would more than likely just buy those shares at 50 cents and then just sell options that way, and try and be patient and not sell my shares, because if I would have held on to the 61 shares that I once had and not had sold them, I literally could have been able to sell $1 at $1.50 strike price and sell 61 contracts and receive close to $1,000 in premium. But once again, it's hard to predict how the market is going to move, and so I sold my 6,100 shares that I had at the time. And now I only have 3,600 shares. But we live and we learn. And so we'll just have to wait it out and see what next week brings and how things turn out. And I'll most definitely keep you guys updated on my positions and how these positions turn out. And then I'll also make a video on what I'm doing for that following week, as far as whether I'm going to be selling calls or whether or not I'm going to be selling puts. So hey, I appreciate the few people that do watch my videos. I appreciate the few subscribers that I have. And also I appreciate the comments that some of you guys are willing to leave me, and the questions that you're willing to ask me, in which I'm not some type of guru or anything like that, but I will most definitely give you guys my thoughts on whatever questions you have for me, and as well I'll go and find more data that is accurate and give to you guys too. So I just won't leave you guys astray. But this is not financial advice whatsoever. This is just what I'm doing and the things that I'm doing in order to make additional money for each week on top of my weekly paycheck. But I hope you guys have a great next week, and I hope you guys are able to make a lot of money. And I'll talk to you soon. It's your man, Investing with Cam.